Welcome to lesson 1.2. This is order of operations. Now, what is order of operations? It is the order in which you do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, why do we need to know this? Why is this important? Because I would not be teaching it to you if it wasn't important. So why do you need to know this? For example, if you had the problem 5 plus 4 times 6 minus 1, how would you solve it? Which one would you do first? Would you add? Would you multiply? Would you subtract? Let's try it two different ways because you can do it many different ways. Let's do it working from left to right first. So I'm going to start with 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 gives us 9. Then I'm going to move on to the multiplication part. So 9 times 6 is 54. And then the last step we're going to subtract. 54 minus 1 is 53. So that's way number 1. Here's way number 2. I'm going to choose to multiply first. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 6 first. 4 times 6 gives me 24. Then I'm going to add. So I did 5 plus 24 gives me 29. And then the last step I'm going to subtract. So 29 minus 1 is 28. Now, how are we supposed to know which one of these is right? We are going to check with our calculator. I want you to pause it, check with your calculator, and figure out which one is the correct answer. Alright, let's check to see what you got. So, if we enter in 5 plus 4 times 6 minus 1, what answer do you get? 28. So the correct answer is 28, which was B here. Now, what made this one right instead of this one? That's what we're going to be learning today. So let's hop on over here. Now is the time where you need to get out your notebooks. You need to get out a pencil and a highlighter. Alright, so this is what you're going to be writing. You're going to be writing at the top of your paper, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." That is a little mnemonic device to help us remember the order of operations. So the P stands for parentheses. So you need to look in your problem and say, is there anything in parentheses? If anything is inside of something that looks like this, you're going to do that first. Then you're going to look at E, which is excuse. E is exponents. If you see any number raised to a power, like a little number like this, you're going to do that second. Then, when you get to my dear, the M and the D, that stands for multiplication and division. Now, multiplication and division is a little bit different. When you run into them, you do them left to right. So, for example, if you have 4 times 2 divided by 1, you would multiply first here, then you would divide. But if 4 divided by 1 plus or times 2, then you would divide first, then multiply first. So you do those left to right. Addition and subtraction is the same way. So whichever one you hit first in the problem, that's the one you do first. So for example, if you have 2 plus 5 minus 4, you do addition first, then subtraction. If you had 2 minus 5 plus 4, you would do subtraction, then addition. So those change depending on which one's left to right. Okay, let's do some examples. Alright, you still need to have your notebooks out because we're going to do some examples. So I want you to write them in your notebooks. So our first problem is 13 plus 11 divided by 4. So let's look at our PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Let's look at our P. Our P stands for parentheses, if you remember. Do we have any parentheses in this problem? I would say yes, because I see them right here. So we need to add 13 plus 11, which gives us 24. And our last step is divided by 4. So we have to divide 24 divided by 4, which gives us 6. So that's the answer to our first problem. We first did our parentheses, which we added inside of the parentheses, and then we divided. Okay, next problem. 20 minus 8 divided by 9 minus 5. If you hear the way I said that problem, you'll kind of get a hint of which one you're supposed to do first. So let's look at it. Parentheses. Do we have any parentheses? No. So we don't have to worry about the P. E, which stands for exponents. Do we have any exponents? No. So we don't have to worry about that. Multiplication. Is there any multiplication? Nope. Division? Yes, there is division, but this one is a little bit different. If you look at it, you can't just do 20 minus 8, or just do 20 divided by 9, and you can't do 8 divided by 5. You have to find the whole, the difference between these two numbers before you can divide by the difference between these two numbers. So in this case, we need to subtract first. So 20 minus 8 gives us 12, and then 9 minus 5 gives us 4. And now we can divide. So 12 minus 4 divided by 4 gives us 3. Alright, now we're going to move into a word problem. So this one we're going to have to be able to read the problem, be able to pick out the problem, and then solve it. So it's not just giving you the answer like this. So let's read the problem together. Media files, CDs, and books sell single items for $11.99 and double album CDs for $18.99. Anthony rang up 4 single albums and a double album. So that's our problem. Now write an expression for the cost before tax. So the first thing you need to know is, what is an expression? Basically, it's something just like this. It's a problem without an equal sign. So how can we pull out the problem from this word problem? So let's look at it. I see some numbers. I see $11.99 and I see $18.99. And I know that single items are $11.99 and double items are $18.99. But I also see some other numbers. He bought 4 single albums and 1 double album. So we have 4 of these and we have 1 of these. So this tells me that we have to do 4 times $11.99 plus $18.99. So see, we had to do $11.99 4 times because they bought 4 single items. And we have to do the $18.99 1 time because they bought 1 double item. So that is how we got this problem. But now we have to solve it. So let's see. Let's look at our order of operations. P, do we have any parentheses? No. E, do we have any exponents? Nope. M, do we have any multiplication? Yes, we do. So you'll probably have to get out your calculator, and you're going to have to multiply 4 times $11.99, and that will give us $47.96. Then we need to add, because after multiplication we'll add $18.99. So let's see what our total is before tax. So if we add $18.99 to $47.96, we will get $66.95. So that's how much the person paid before tax. Alright, we have one last problem to work out. Okay, this one has a lot of different things. You don't just see parentheses and exponents, multiplication, division, all that stuff. You see brackets as well. Whenever you see brackets, it just means that it's kind of like parentheses too, but it's the outside parentheses. So if there's another kind of parentheses, they'll be on the inside. So inside parentheses, brackets are on the outside. So let's look at this problem. Parentheses, do we have any parentheses? And that answer would be yes. We have a set of parentheses here and a set of brackets, which also is just like parentheses. But when you have brackets and parentheses, you have to go inward first and work your way out. So let's start on the inside. So our first step is going to be 13 minus 4, which gives us 9. Now we have to keep writing up our problem. We have 5 plus 9 divided by 3 times 7. So next step, we have to do the parentheses again. But first, what do we do? Which do we do first inside the parentheses? Let's look. Do we have any exponents? No. Do we have any multiplication? No. Do we have any division? Yes. So we're going to have to do our division first. So 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. We still have to add that by 5 and multiply it by 7. So let's look at what comes next. We're still working inside the parentheses, so we know we're going to have to be inside here. So 5 plus 3 gives us 8. We have to multiply 7 times 8, and that will give us 56. Alright, now we did some problems with you, and then you're going to have to do some problems on your own. So right now, you are going to be working on these 2 problems, and we'll see what you get tomorrow in class. If you need to, feel free to rewind the video, watch it again to refresh your memory. If there was something you didn't get, you can watch it again. And then hopefully you'll be able to solve these problems by tomorrow. Good luck!